Well, good day, people. I hope you don't mind another I Love Lucy. I have lots more Lucille Ball and I Love Lucy in the works for the coming weeks and months, and more subjects of those things you may have missed, plus more famous head marker cleanings with their history and careers that I call Leaving Pennies. And now, today's subject. In this video, I'm going to mainly speak about props used in the Publicity agent. Arnaz listed his height at 5'11" in most official biographies, but those who worked with him knew that in reality he was 5'9" and wore 4-inch lifts in his shoes. Let me explain. I used to work for Disney Props and Warehouse, so I have a little background in this. By reviewing 3 I Love Lucy episodes, Baby Pictures, Lucy Gets Ricky on the Radio, and the Publicity agent, let's begin. Desi Arnaz had lifts in his shoes and his love seat. In the episode, Baby Pictures, first aired November 2nd, 1953, you can see Ricky, kick back reading his newspaper. But take a closer look at the soles of his shoes. These shoes are not the ones used in the Publicity agent. Those were more engineered for the character Desi was going to play, to make his character more menacing using extreme height, about 6 inches or more in height. Desi's platform shoes were only designed to make him a few inches taller when Lucy wore high heels. Lucy was 5'7", while Desi was truly 5'9", even though he tried to report he was 5'11". And I might as well take the time here to draw your attention to the square tips on his shoes. This will become important later. With this close-up, hopefully you can see the squareness of his shoes better. Also, keep in mind, he would have many pairs of these shoes, so consider he gave a pair to the prop department to alter for this scene coming up. In Lucy Gets Ricky on the Radio, first air date May 19th, 1952, we see Lucy and Ricky relaxing, waiting for the Mertzes to come over to watch a television movie. Under Desi's cushion, they have put a sheet of wood so Desi doesn't sink into the couch so low. In a moment, I'll show you the video of what I'm about to explain. Ricky gets up and Ethel sits on that cushion. You can clearly see Ethel's shoulders are higher than Fred's, but when they move to another camera angle, then back to Ethel and Fred, Ethel's shoulders have dropped much lower than Fred's because they removed the sheet of wood between camera angles. Let me play this clip. In this unedited scene, you'll see everything I just explained.
Hi. Oh, hi.
Hi. Hi, kids.
Coming up, they'll take the camera off Fred and Ethel and put it on Ricky. When they put the camera back on Fred and Ethel, you'll see the difference in their shoulder height. Now, in the episode, The Publicity Agent, first aired May 12th, 1952, to increase business at the Tropicana, Lucy decides to become the Maharishi of Afghanistan, who travels halfway around the globe to see her singing idol, Ricky Ricardo.
Ricky Ricardo. Ricky Ricardo. Ricky Ricardo. R-I-C-K-Y. Yeah, that's right.
Lucy books a suite at the Waldorf Astoria Hotel, calls all the newspaper editors in town, and enthusiastically pursues her plan. Meanwhile, Ricky bawls out his press agent, Kenny Morgan, for dreaming up such a cheap stunt, But Kenny insists he didn't plant the story. It must be for real. Lucy, as the royal princess, is introduced at the Tropicana to Ricky and swoons every time he starts singing I Get Ideas. But after singing 25 songs, every other one Babaloo, Ricky deduces it must be Lucy. To get even with her, he lines up two friends, Bill Foster and Joe, who dress up like Arab-type thugs to scare Lucy and Ethel. When Ricky enters the Waldorf suite as Tiger, he is wearing special platform shoes that elevate him roughly 6 inches. Straight away, you see his slow movement when Desi walks, not just for the menacing character he's playing, but really to keep his balance on such a prop. Flat and small, you clearly see the shoes are not his regular platform shoes. His feet are not in this pair. Instead, these are the props to lift Desi some 6 inches. Notice the pants here. Something square-tipped is pushing out. That is the pair of his platform shoes. You can clearly see the square tip as we saw them earlier. Attached to the shoes with a dowling that looks like his ankles. They made shoes with a false ankle in the shoes. Attach that to the bottoms of the shoes he's really wearing. The lower shoes have a dowling placed inside the shoe with a sock around it, then bolted in the shoe from the bottom. The upper shoe he slips into them. The prop department removed the heel so that they could bolt the upper shoe into the dowling. Now, I said this once before. I used to work for Disney Props and Warehouse, and I learned a lot from the different departments. So this was easy to figure out. Now, next, when he leans in over the bed, he had to put his hand on the headboard for balance. Then he had to use the wall with his elbow to maintain his balance, so he could use his other hand for the next scene. Lastly, I want to talk about the height by comparing Desi to one of the other actors in this scene. I've picked Richard Reeves because he stands 6'1". Here he is standing straight up at 6'1". I'll leave the arrows up on Richard Reeves. Here is Desi. I'm adding in arrows that shows his shoulder height, and you can see a difference. Of course, we have to eyeball that difference, but I think it's easy to see a 4 to 6 inch increase, making Desi roughly 6'5", about 4 inches taller than Richard Reeves, who again stood 6'1", to Desi's original 5'9". The extra 6 inches had to be a very new experience for Desi. Not every video can be a Lucy one, but trust me, I have many coming. Some will be the flubs, but others will focus on props and technique they used. Other video subjects coming, barring copyright blocks of course. To name a few, Lucille Ball, I Love Lucy, Sgt. Pepper, William Frawley, Stan Laurel, Hanna-Barbera, Three's Company, The Simpsons, and other classic shows. Head marker cleanings with actors' history and careers. The good, the bad, and the ugly. But just the facts. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you have any suggestions for one, please leave a comment in the comment section below. I'll check into it. For now, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.